Aryan stared out the car window. The old mansion loomed closer, casting a long shadow. His family had just moved in.
It's creepy,
Aryan whispered to his sister Maya. She just laughed. Inside, the mansion was dark and dusty. Cobwebs hung from the chandeliers. Aryan shivered. He didn't like it here. Not one bit. That night, Aryan lay in bed. The house creaked and groaned around him. He pulled the covers tight. He just wanted to go home. A strange feeling washed over him, like he was being watched. Aryan closed his eyes tightly, wishing for morning. The next day, Aryan explored the mansion with a sense of adventure. He found secret passages and hidden rooms, each more intriguing than the last. The mansion was full of mysteries. He liked that. It was like stepping into another world. But something felt off. One night, Aryan heard a whisper that sent chills down his spine.
Aryan,
it called. His name. The voice was soft, almost pleading. He sat up in bed, listening intently, heart pounding.
Aryan.
The whisper came again, closer this time, more insistent. Aryan followed the sound. It led him to a hallway he hadn't noticed before, hidden in shadows. At the end, a loose floorboard creaked. He pried it open with trembling hands. A hidden staircase was revealed. He hesitated, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. Should he go up? Curiosity burned within him, stronger than his fear. Aryan took a deep breath and started to climb, each step echoing in the silence. The attic was small and dusty. Cobwebs covered everything, hanging like ghostly curtains from the rafters. A single window cast a sliver of moonlight across the floor, illuminating the dust particles that danced in the air. Aryan looked around, his heart pounding. In the corner he spotted something. A mirror partially hidden under an old, tattered cloth. It was old and ornate, covered in grime and cobwebs, its once golden frame now tarnished and forgotten. Aryan reached out and wiped the dust away, his fingers trembling as they brushed against the cold glass. As he did, a face appeared in the glass. A girl, her features slowly becoming clearer. She was pale with dark eyes, and she was crying, her tears leaving streaks on the dusty surface of the mirror.
Help me,
the girl whispered from the mirror. Aryan jumped back, startled, his breath quickening. He looked around, but he was alone. The attic was silent, save for the creaking of the old wooden beams.
Who's there? He called out, his voice echoing in the empty space.
He called out again, his voice trembling with fear and uncertainty. The girl pointed to a dusty diary at the foot of the mirror, her finger trembling. Aryan cautiously picked it up and started to read, the pages brittle under his touch. The words seemed to jump off the page, pulling him into the story as if the diary itself was alive. The diary belonged to the girl in the mirror. Her name was Anya. She had written her deepest secrets and fears in it, hoping someone would one day find it and understand her plight. She had lived in the mansion a long time ago when it was full of life and laughter, but those days were long gone. One day she had found the mirror and become trapped inside. It was a cursed mirror, holding her captive for eternity. With each page Aryan read, the girl in the mirror grew stronger. The words seemed to breathe life into her ghostly form. Her reflection became clearer, her voice louder. She began to whisper to Aryan, pleading for his help. Aryan wanted to stop reading, but he couldn't. The diary had a hold on him, compelling him to continue. He had to know what happened to her. Suddenly the mirror cracked. The sound echoed through the attic, sending shivers down his spine. A cold wind swept through the attic, rustling the old papers and making the room feel even more eerie. Anya stepped out of the mirror, her eyes fixed on Aryan. She looked both relieved and determined. He was frozen in fear, unable to move or speak. His heart pounded in his chest. Anya reached out and touched the mirror. It rippled like water. Then everything went black. The room was silent. When Aryan opened his eyes, he saw his own reflection in the mirror, but something was wrong. He was trapped. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. Anya was gone. Free at last. The mirror no longer held her prisoner. Aryan screamed, but no one could hear him. He was all alone, trapped in the mirror's curse, just like Anya had been.